Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, welcome back to Electrek Garage. I'm Declan Cav. Today, we're going to be detailing my new 1997 Solectria Force. It's basically an electrified Geo Metro. That's what it is. Not even basically that. That's what it is. But we're going to clean it because it smells awful and it's really dirty. Hey, it's me, voiceover Declan. We're doing this now. This is me hours later, and I'm sitting at my computer with a blanket. I also do not script these things. It's probably a bad idea. But let me kind of explain what's going on. So the first step in detailing the car is we just rinse it down to get all the dust and dirt off that just falls off the surface. And most of the mess on the outside was just from dust that had gathered on the car from sitting for so long. After that, we take some soap and a sponge thing that goes over my hand. I don't really know what to call it. And then we scrub down every little part of the car. And make sure that we mix some of the dirt out. I don't really know how to explain it. It's good. It's scrubbing it. Look, that's what I'm doing now. I'm scrubbing it. And then Ryan comes behind me and immediately hoses the soap off because if the soap dries on the paint, then it looks bad and we have to do it again. After that, we go through and dry it, and that's it for that step. Then the car's looking much better. It's now a new day. You can tell that because I'm wearing a different shirt and I have a band-aid on my face. I also am wearing new underwear. You can't see that though. Now that we've got all the dust and dirt off the car with a wash phase, we're now going to go over it with the clay bar. And for that, we're going to be using Meguiar's Quick Detailer and their clay bar. I live and die by Meguiar's. Stuff is really good. What a clay bar does is it takes all the small contaminants that got stuck in the paint over the years and it pulls them out. To show you this, we're going to do a 50-50 on the hood, and it's going to look cool, I promise. So, I guess I should also mention that I am not a professional detailer, and you should not listen to anything I say ever. Even if it's about something I know about. Yeah, but don't listen to me talk about detailing. I really don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just pretending. Anyway, I was just going to explain the clay bar process. First, you just spray the surface with this quick detailer. Then you take the clay and you rub it over the surface where the liquid is. And it kind of smoothly guides across the surface and it slowly pulls out the contaminants. And then once you feel that all the contaminants are pulled out by the clay, you dry the surface with a fibercloth towel. It's really simple and it really improves the car a lot. A lot of people overlook the clay bar, but if you want to make your car look a lot shinier, especially white cars, it really helps quite a bit. Highly recommend. So we did one half of the hood. It doesn't really pick up on camera, but in person, the difference is quite noticeable. Until you can see on our little clay bar pads, all the dirt and grime that it pulled out of the paint. Now we're gonna do the rest of the car. And now, while you watch me clay bar, instead of letting you just peacefully listen to music, I'm gonna explain how I came to own this car. I actually bought this car from the same guy who sold me my Coda and my CT&T. Guy named Carl Jennings, a very nice guy, an ex-employee of Coda actually. Quite the electric car collection, but yeah, I bought this car as a package deal with the CT&T, and I'm in the process of fixing it up. I don't know a ton of the history about this car. These cars, they made about 400 of them, and then they made a sportier version, and I say that with heavy quotes. Here you can see us trying to remove some scuff marks with the clay bar, and it works a little bit, but not as well as we would have liked to. It's going to need some touch-up paint, but overall, I was pretty happy with how the car turned out after the clay bar. Now, the last step that we are going to do on the exterior is we're going to take some wax, and we're going to cover it, but we're not going to do that right now because it's in sunlight, and you never wax a car in direct sunlight. So we're going to wait until it gets a little bit later. I don't know if that was going to be captured on camera, but for now, we're going to be moving on to the interior. And it might not look too bad at first, but you start looking a little bit closer, and there's some nasty stains in here, and it smells really bad. Ryan says he doesn't notice the smell, but it's not the best smelling. So we're gonna give it a nice refresh. We're going to give it a vacuum, pull out the seats, and give it a full clean. It probably hasn't been cleaned in some 20 odd years if I had to take a guess, so let's do it. first step to cleaning any car is to take out the seats, because you would not believe the amount of crap that gets stuck under these things. If you're buying a new car, always take out the seats and take out anything that's underneath them. This just held in by 5 bolts on this car, and then the seat comes right out. Also, you can see in the back of the car in a minute, it's not on the screen right now, you can just see me unscrewing this ungodly long bolt. But the back door, the back passenger side door was stuck shut, and Ryan struggled for hours, and he did fix it, so props to him. We also found a quarter under the seat. Now with the seat out of the car, you can really start to see how gross it kind of is, and yes, I'm aware that I'm leaning right on it. Normally what you would do is you could hose it down, you put some soap and water, and you really scrub it in. But this is an older seat out of a Geo Metro. If you know anything about Geo, they didn't make great cars, and so I'm not exactly sure of the quality of the fabric here. So I'm going to be careful, and I'm just going to go over it with some very soft fabric cleaner and a soft little bristle hair brush and try to get some of these stains out. Here I'm just using some fabric cleaner. I don't remember the brand. It has a picture of a turtle. That's all I can tell you about it. I then use a soft brush, and I just caress the dirt out of the seat. I then go over with my shop vac, and I use it as a wet vac. I'm not a rich person. I cannot afford to buy an actual wet vac, but the shop vac works just fine. After working with it a little bit, I feel pretty confident about the quality of materials. I don't think we are in any risk of destroying it, so I'm going to use a slightly harsher brush on some of these slightly harsher stains. Hooray! On the back of the seat, we have this vinyl covering. To clean this, I'm going to be using some Ultimate Interior Detailer by Meguiar, of course, live and die by it, and a clean fiber cloth towel. Now hopefully you guys can see it, but under here there's a ton of hair just stuck in these metal rails that the seat rides on. To clean this out, we're first going to wipe it down. Sorry. We're actually going to first start with this brush, and then we're going to clean it off with the fiber cloth towel. I didn't record an intro for this part because, well, I just forgot, but this is the inside of the car, and I'm just going through and vacuuming, and then I am shampooing the carpet, again using the shop vac as a wet vac. Honestly, the interior was not nearly as bad as I thought it'd be. The carpet's cheap, but the stuff came right out, and honestly, it wasn't that bad to start off with. So a quick little vacuum and a little bit of shampoo in the carpet really brought it back. Now I'm going to start cleaning the dash. Originally there was a carpet covering it, and I didn't like that. I took it off, and the paint the vinyl looks like garbage, but I prefer it over the carpet. At some point I will take this and get it nice and good looking, but for now I'm just going to clean it up the best I can, and that's how it's going to be. Again, I'm going to be using the Natural Shine Protectant from Meguiar, and yet another fibercloth towel. Now we're going to go to the door panels and all the plastics on the inside. I'm going to be cleaning them with Natural Shine Protectant from Meguiar again, of course, and a clean fiber cloth. Now the last thing that needs to be done, that's not true. The next thing I'm going to do is the back seats. Same process as the front seats. We could take them out, but we tried and they didn't come out easily, and so we gave up. So now we're just going to do them while they're in the car. And that's it. Well, not really. We detailed it. We're not detailers. Trust nothing I said in this video. Still small things that need to be cleaned up, but overall it's much cleaner than it was when we bought it. I have no idea how long it was even sitting before I bought it, but a few small things, but it doesn't smell bad anymore. Outside looks infinitely better. Now we go into mechanics. The batteries in this car are garbage. After cleaning this car, I can tell that it was well loved by its previous owner and driven quite a lot, and the batteries definitely confirm that. They definitely need to be replaced, so that is the next project. However, this entire time that I've been detailing this thing, we've been charging it. So I figure we take it on the road for a quick little test. Ignore the odd angle, it's hard to fit a camera in here. Also, you should move the focus point to my face.
I don't care about your face.
I care about my face.
It's ugly.
Let's take a drive in the Solectria Force. Just a normal key. Now, we were able to drive this earlier to get it into the driveway, but it was struggling and Ryan had to push. But we've charged it, we've been charging for a couple hours. Let's see what it can do now. Already feels better than earlier. It's definitely zippier than I've ever driven it. You can tell that it's going to be a fun car when it's fixed. Still not much power to it, but it's definitely doing better than it was earlier. So the batteries are charging correctly, they just don't hold the charge very well. And the batteries are obviously not very charged. Almost 15 miles an hour. It does have power brakes, just no power steering. We're definitely slowing down a bit, which means I need to find a parking spot. How do I look?
You look phenomenal.
Thank you. This has been detailing my 1997 Solectria Force, the electrified Geo Metro. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more of the content and you want to see this car get fixed up, make sure you subscribe. I also have plenty of other projects on this channel, like my Coda back there, a city car there, a CT&T there. I got a lot of cars that need to be worked on. So if you want to see more of my content, consider following, subscribing. It's not follow, it's Instagram. You can see my other channel, Declan Cav Live, where I play video games because cars aren't the only thing I do. You can find me on Twitch at Declan Cav Live. You can find me on Twitter at Declan Cav and on TikTok at Declan Cav. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Adios.
Bye.
Ryan's there too.